Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. This video will be my second ever flight review. Today's flight should be a pretty special one as we'll be flying November 760 Mike Quebec, which is an American Embraer 170 in the American Eagle retro livery. I've seen this plane many times at different airports and I've always wanted to fly it, so today I'm excited that I'll be able to finally. 760 Mike Quebec was first delivered to BA City Flyer in April of 2009, registered as Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Delta, where it flew for them all across Europe. In 2020, BA City Flyer retired all of their E170s in favor of their E190s and due to certain events of that time period. This aircraft was first then stored and then acquired by Envoy in December of 2021. Envoy, which is a wholly owned regional subsidiary of American Airlines, bought all 6 BA 170s, which are now in service all over the US. So if you are lucky, you might be on an old BA City Flyer aircraft over the US. The old aircraft are Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Delta, which is November 760 Mike Quebec, the aircraft we'll be flying on today. Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Echo, which is November 761 Romeo Whiskey. Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Foxtrot, which is November 762 Delta Tango. Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Golf, which is November 763 Charlie Charlie. Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Hotel, which is November 764 Juliet Delta. And last but not least, Golf Lima Charlie Yankee India, which is November 766 Juliet Mike. So if you have flown any of these as an American Eagle, then you've flown on an old BA bird. I have already flown on 4 of these aircraft, so today I'll be able to check off number 5. Today's flight is nothing too interesting as we'll be flying down to Chicago from Green Bay, and then we'll be flying back up to Green Bay. The flight down to Chicago will take us roughly 41 minutes with a maximum altitude of 12,750 feet. As earlier mentioned, today's aircraft that we'll be flying on is an Embraer 170 that is operated by Envoy. It is a roughly 14-year-old aircraft that has been reliably powered by 2 General Electric CF34AEs that produce a max takeoff thrust of 14,500 pounds each. We watch the aircraft land and then taxi over to the gate and park. After everyone disembarked, we then boarded the aircraft. My original seat was 8 Charlie, which is the seat with virtually unlimited legroom. However, I wanted a window for filming, so after boarding was completed, I asked the flight attendant if I could move, and then I sat in seat 9F, which is a window seat a row behind. We then pushed back and then taxied over to runway 18, where we then departed southbound towards Chicago. Service on board today's flight was an on-demand service as it was such a short flight, but I wasn't thirsty or anything, so it didn't affect me at all. look at the seat, we see that there is plenty of legroom, and that the tray table is clean and quite large for a regional jet. Moving on to the seat pocket, we have the standard safety card, the entertainment card, and the sick bag. Along with the roomy leg space, we also have a universal power outlet at the seat. I also had the added benefit of the seat next to me being empty. After cruising for a little bit, we then descended and started the approach into O'Hare. After the landing, we then taxied over to the gate where we parked. Then we disembarked and entered the L gates in Terminal 3 at O'Hare. After a few minutes, I returned to the gate which we arrived at, which was gate L10A. We then began boarding the return flight to Green Bay. My seat on the return journey will be 1 Alpha, which will give us a chance to check out the first class seats, and it is also the very first seat on the plane. Very shortly after getting seated, I was asked if I would like a pre-departure drink. I decided to have some sparkling water before we left.
Pull the tab to break the seal. Take the vest out as shown on the safety card and put
Shortly
it over
after
your
the
head.
boarding door was closed,
Wrap the
we
strap
pushed back
around
out of
your
the
waist,
gate in O'Hare.
attach the buckle, and
Our
pull
flight back
tight.
to Green Bay today
Once
would take us
outside,
roughly 36
pull the
minutes
tab to
with a
inflate
maximum
your vest
altitude
or
of
blow into the
22,000
red
feet.
tube. In the water, a light on your vest will automatically illuminate. If necessary, an infant life vest will be distributed by a flight attendant. The safety card shows how to use it. Your seat cushion can also be used for flotation. Pull up to remove the cushion and take it to the closest usable exit. When exiting the airplane, place your arms through the straps and hug the cushion to your chest. We will be dimming the cabin lights for takeoff. Individual reading light controls are...
After quite a long taxi, we finally took off from 9 Center at O'Hare and then turned northbound towards Green Bay. Checking out the first class seat, we have quite a lot of legroom here in the first row, and in the pocket on the wall we have the usual items. We were then served beverages and snacks. However, I just had some sparkling water which came in a nice fancy glass. Checking out the tray table, we can see that it is very large and big enough for everyone's needs. We then started the approach into Green Bay, which was quite bumpy at some parts. But as we came in and landed, it was quite honestly the best landing I've ever experienced. It didn't even feel like we landed. To the pilots flying American Airlines Flight 4014 on the 28th of May 2023, if you ever see this video, awesome landing, and thank you.
right?
We then taxied over to the gate and then parked up. I do want to give a quick shout out to our flight attendant Keith. It was awesome talking to you about the old aircraft and hearing your stories. It really made the flight back more memorable.
We gotta get those no seams to our masks and then they won't bite. Maybe they should get.
Good luck.
Maybe they should get. I would really wish that on them.
I don't even know what is their usefulness in the general order of things.
Bats, bat food, I don't know. They're so tiny. I don't think bats can. They're like a teeny.
Bats like mosquitoes.
Yeah,
They're like teeny
no,
birds.
seams are like a mini mosquito.
I know.
They're like.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Then, after disembarking the aircraft, we arrived where we were just starting our journey a few hours ago.